Are you a victim of domestic violence? Since 2013, From Ordinary to Extraordinary has helped over 3,000 women, and we want to continue to rebuild the community with one family at a time. Please make a donation or sign up for volunteer opportunities today at IamFote.org. No matter how you choose to get involved, know that every bit counts. From Ordinary to Extraordinary is a 501c3 nonprofit organization designed to empower women and girls that have experienced domestic violence.
Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in. Tap in.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Low waist, fat, baby, tap in.
Oh, I'm going to tap in for sure.
Tap in.
We done made it to hump day. Yeah. We done made it to hump day. Yeah. Hump day. Listen, man, there's only certain days of the week that people talk about. And it ain't Tuesday. It ain't Tuesday. Sometimes it could be Thursday, but I even skip Thursday now, Friday Eve. Thursday's nothing but Friday Eve, but it is hump day. Today is March 22nd. We got a big show today. We got a special guest we're going to have, but as usual, I have to find out my teammates and how their night went. We will start with the lady that has been gone for a few days. We've missed her. I didn't say it in a bad way. If you let me finish, I was gonna play. And we missed her. I said, and we missed Mo. We missed allegedly. We missed her views and opinions. We missed having our in-house therapist. So, Sexy Mo, how was your night last night? How were your last few nights? Because I think you were under the weather.
They were extremely rough. I'm just now getting my little voice back. I had an allergic reaction. I am allergic to carrots and celery.
You're allergic to yes, those Monty. Yeah, Monty's allergic to carrots.
I have a lifesaver. I have an EpiPen.
What up, Doc?
Clearly, I stay away from raw carrots and celery now. And this just happened about a couple of years ago. It wasn't like this all my life. As you get older, you develop these allergies. And so that is inclusive to anything that has chopped up celery in it. That's why y'all gotta tell people what y'all make y'all doggone meals with. Can't eat everything. So
yeah, Monty can't eat any seafood. She's allergic to carrots. Monty's allergic to everything. Like, and literally when we got somewhere,
her throat close up.
Yeah, the whole she got the EpiPen, the whole nine.
Scary feeling. Yeah.
And she's very adamant. Wherever we go, I can't have any of that, this and that, that, to the point where I forgot. But she's grown now. I'm like, you better remember, girl.
It's your life.
Y'all are terrible. Sometimes you can smell it,
right? And
your body can have the reaction as well. So it's not just what you eat. Some people have the airborne allergy as well. So yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, I the airborne allergies always got me confused because I was on a plane and asked for my usual peanut M&Ms, and they were like, we can't serve peanut M&Ms because there's somebody here in I guess in the area that was allergic to peanut M&Ms. I said, bitch, she ain't gonna eat them. Like, what you I was like, wait, what? I said, what does it have? I said, what does it have to? Like, I've never heard of that. They were like, you can't have peanut M&Ms because person in row 4A is allergic to peanut. I was like, I didn't know about no airborne. I said, I couldn't understand it. Everybody else was like, hey, duh. Like, yeah. I was like, wait, I don't get it.
One time in a restaurant, the lady tried to pick the celery off my plate. I said, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. I'm going to need to take the whole plate and make my food over again because it touched.
When you double it up, no ma'am, you know, she was dead serious when she doubled up that no ma'am, boy. Good morning, Kathy Black. Well, we're glad you're back. So have you recovered? Are you recovered?
So have you ever had like something happen to your throat?
No, I haven't. No.
Come on
now. Never in my life. Ever, never.
What you into?
That one time when you was choked out. But no, it just my throat is like raw inside. Pause. But it's
Yeah.
very Shawnee knows what I'm saying. You know, when you have
now I've made that happen to somebody, but I ain't.
Why not? Let's play.
Oh, you want to play Jay Black?
Yeah, Jay Black is playing. He's not talking about me.
Oh, wait a second. Nobody said I was
Nobody.
No, but Jay Black. What Jay Black did.
Oh,
you want to go on my mind now?
I'm not talking about you. I ain't talking about you, Mike. I'm talking about Jay Black.
I'm
talking about Jay Black.
Didn't say a word.
Yeah. If you want me to straighten Jay, I'll name the bitch name. No, I'm playing. Sorry about that strep throat. Listen.
Richard
shoots a shot all the time.
He's shooting something.
Richard just be
he dipping his toe, as I call it. He taking the toe.
I know you married, but if you ever want to cheat, Richard, come on, dog. Like, what are we doing? Like, wait, what we like? If the woman's significant other is now watching, now you're gonna put pressure. Then now they're not gonna want her to do the show. There's gonna be some type of sidebar comment. Richard, you gotta start thinking more about us and not about yourself, dog. You gotta think about her. You gotta think about her. Come on, man. Hard enough to wake up and do the damn show. Come on. Hi, Ashley. See, you don't see Ashley saying nothing crazy.
Good morning, Afro Queen.
All right, Shawn. Well, welcome back, Mo. Welcome back.
Thank you.
We might joke. We might have a little jokey jokes, but we always miss you when you're not here. We love having your opinion. We love having your opinion on here.
I could have died.
You could not. It was just a carrot. It was just a carrot that you swallowed. That's all. That's all right.
You almost took me out.
That's why they say spitting is better. That's what I heard.
Oh God.
R.I.P. Sexy Mo shirts on the show.
Oh no.
Lady Q, hey, that could be something.
Oh man,
You
Shawnee's
found a way to capitalize.
Yeah, you know, always got that lady in the slave shop. Always got in there sweating.
Stacy,
gotta make more shirts today. Jay's like, you know, we gotta recoup on the money on this equipment, right? Like, I'm not trying to put no pressure on you. I'm just saying.
Good morning, Aristotle.
Aristotle, what's good, my dude? What's good? Aristotle, we gotta link up when I get back to Dallas. Shawnee Scott, how are you, Shawnee Scott? How was your night? How was your night?
It was so last night I had my first information session about the 12-week broadcasting class. So Mike was on, and then the Wayla was on. We were missing just one person. And I'm here looking at emails for like some of the people that missed because they had to be at work. So we figured that out. But it went well. Mike was a really good salesman, y'all. I was really proud of him because, you know, I introduced the team and let them give their spiel. And boy, Mike sound like one of them used car salesmen on those people. I think
going hard.
I think that's what got them to email back. I think
Listen,
what
man.
Mike was saying got them to email back. So we'll see what happens because they're talking, and one person has already got the financial part of it. She's already hit back.
Oh, she already hit back? Oh, yeah.
I like it when people follow through. When they say they're going to do something, they do it. I like that.
But you got to understand, Shawnee, I have an unfair advantage being able to speak to people, being that I'm a pastor of my own church. So, you know,
okay. Yeah,
being the pastor of the church where anybody can get it, that experience is valuable. That experience of speaking to people and pimping my congregation is something that something that I don't have too many talents, Shawnee, but that's one of them. That's one of them. But like I told you yesterday, I'm very proud of you. That was a lot of work of getting people there and doing all the. She did the PowerPoint. She did the whole presentation. She was super professional. She was. I was like, okay, girl. Okay, girl.
Lady.
I was like, she did a damn thing, and I was very impressed. And you know, when you see somebody going the extra mile, because I'm not the extra mile type of dude. I'm just gonna let you know right now. I'm not the extra mile.
You the bare minimum, just enough to get by.
I'm the type of person I lower the bar. right? I lower the bar, then I jump over it, and then I go ta-da. I'm telling you right now, that's what I do. That's what I do. Sometimes I think hard work is overrated. Sometimes I do think
But when
hard
you
work
exceed expectations, you get more money, you get more
That's
reward.
what everybody says. That's what people at my job right now is saying. That's why they be packing them boxes so damn fast and be trying to be all attentive to every customer and coming in there. Bitch, we at the UPS store. Shut your ass up. Who is you trying to impress with your knowledge of shipping? But my point being is that when you see somebody else in your team go so hard, then you decide, all right, since we're gonna go hard, then we're gonna go hard. And we all gonna excel. Like if everybody's going above and beyond and they friends of mine and they on my team but then I said, all right, damn it. I'll wake up early and do the show. All right, so Jay Black, and we did an extra one. We had to actually do an extra one because somebody a lady came in late, and God bless her soul, because I truly, what I told her, I truly believe she has a real genuine kindness and energy about her. And I don't meet too many.
That's the one. That's like,
oh, is that the one?
Yeah, that's who's ready to move forward.
And in this day and age, we don't see too many people with just kindness, because that being kind ain't in style. You know what I'm saying? Being kind, and she had a real. Best word I can do in the morning time, I had better words last night, is she just had a perky energy, and she was just really sincere about wanting to do something, and she wasn't over there just saying that she's about to take over the world. She just had a sincerity about her. So shout out to her, and thanks for following up on the whole situation. And Shawny, congratulations, because this is just the beginning. It's just the beginning.
Thank you.
It's going to be a big course.
Thank you.
Don't forget the email. What's the email, Shawny, that they need to email you?
Info at Media Room 360.
Info at Media Room 360. If you want to learn, if you want to take this course that Shawnee Scott, if you want to do what we do and you believe you can, and I believe you can, but you want to do it the right way, and you want to get trained correctly, and you want to get the fundamentals from marketing to editing and the background, the techniques and all that other stuff, to the broadcast situation, to how you book guests, to how you get relationships with guests. Actually, we should have had Jay Black, but Jay Black don't go above and beyond unless it's for himself. Unless it's for himself.
What are you talking about? If I see light at the end of the tunnel, I go all
see, unless it's for himself. Unless he sees sometimes the light don't come until you start digging through that tunnel, son. It's the church of anybody big
Good morning, Rob Bass. Good morning, Alfreda. What up, Red Boy?
Alfreda, what up? Jay Black, how was your night?
Night was cool. I gotta figure out how to outsmart my dog. My dog is keep winning. My dog, no matter what I do for this backyard, will figure out a way to find another hole in the fence to get out, that go under the fence.
Yeah, you got to do the Donald Trump and build a wall. The fence ain't gonna work with that. I had a dog like that. He was a German Shepherd. I had a dog like that. No. Hey, nothing gonna work.
I keep putting block. Okay, I block this hole, block this spot. Then then she found another one. So yeah, I end up running around trying to find my dog. So today I'm gonna make it a point to figure this out. I can't let a dog outsmart me. I just can't. So
smart dog.
You gotta understand.
Rottweiler.
You gotta understand, Jay. You gotta go to work. The dog ain't got nothing but time all day to just like
figure this out. I'm gonna and just trying to get the rabbits. That's all it is. Every time you see a rabbit go crazy, like you're never going to catch a rabbit, but
you know his mind, he don't know that.
In his mind, all day long, as the day goes on, he's like, "Wait till they let me go outside." He go to sleep thinking how he gonna kill this damn rabbit. He been plotting as he's eating his food. He's like, "I'm gonna kill this damn rabbit." He has told himself every night what he's having for dinner tomorrow is rabbit. I'm having rabbit tomorrow.
Hunting rabbits.
It's rabbit season.
It's rabbit season.
But yeah, that was pretty much it. Just simple family day, yeah. So it's hump day. It's Wednesday. Let's go.
Oh man,
I'm up. I feel like I got a lot of energy today.
All right, so do we want to start with a quick story, Shawnee? Go ahead. I don't know which one of y'all want to produce the show. Do you want to start with a quick story, or do you want to go straight to the? I guess we should start with the quick story, and then we'll go.
I think we should find out what happened with you last night first.
Oh, I just slept. I went back to work yesterday. Listen, man, I'm blessed to have a job. I'm not supposed to be there. And I'll say that over and over again. I'm not one of these people, and there's no disrespect to anybody. There's no, I'm just, that is not my skill set. This is not where I'm supposed to be. It was a depressing day. It was a depressing day. It was very, very depressing to be in there.
Why was it depressing at work? Like you,
because I'm the more somebody is telling me to do something, the more I'm like, I am not supposed to be here.
You one of them people. You're defiant. You got
no. In my mind yesterday, within the first hour, I think in my mind, I said, bitch, shut up. Like 5 times in my mind.
No.
And that was to the that was to the customers. That wasn't to anybody. That was to the customers. In my mind. And then there's a coworker who's a busybody. Like the coworkers are busybodies. The coworkers, and they're nice people, but they're always trying to impress people. But they're always trying to impress, I guess, the supervisor. Because when I get there, the owner's there. I'm not trying to impress the owner. Like the owner always stops and has a conversation with me, and he's a very nice guy, and we chit chat and everything. We talk about stuff and everything. Everybody else is trying to show their knowledge around him, what they know how to do,
because they want to get more money.
I know how much money you make.
They want to get promoted.
Dog, they about to cut the hours because it's getting slow, and people were acting like it was shocked. It's slow. Like I knew this was going to happen right there.
But you know what though? Those top performers' hours ain't gonna get cut.
No, the person
making hours ain't gonna be cut. They gonna keep you there. They gonna
cut Mike because you know Mike barely getting by. So
that's the thing. That's the irony. They gonna be like, nah, we want to keep Mike. That's what's going on.
No way.
I'm everybody else but Mike.
No, I had to explain why I hadn't been there like 7 times to people. Why? Because I have a sparkling personality, Jay. That's nothing you would know about. That was nothing you would know about. What I have is called infectious, and I don't mean disease-wise. My personality is infectious. They like, they feel like everybody is a bit cooler when I'm at work. They're like, you know what? We a bit cooler once he walk in. But it was torture. It was torture. Let me tell you something. It was hard to make it to lunch. I made it to lunch. And I went to sleep. I had to come home, go to sleep. Look, I respect everybody who goes out there and works a 9 to 5 or whatever hours you work. God bless you. Because I know, unless it's your business, and even if it's your business, that's a different story. If it's your business, you working to make your own money. But that thing is tough working for somebody. Stacey Mitchell said they missed you. Yeah, but they was being nosy too. Don't get it effed up. Everybody just wanted to be nosy. Everybody just wanted to see my story lined up. Everybody was like, he probably was just out back in Dallas taping a TV show. And if I was, that would show you again why I should be here.
So what did you tell him? What did you tell him why he's not there?
I told him what happened. There was a little hospital stay. And I explained the situation. Obviously, I just, I couldn't get detailed into every single thing.
Yeah, but, don't let them know all your business.
Yeah, because I'm like, wait a minute, you told them what?
All your business.
Yeah. No, the worst that can happen is I get fired. And God, I do not want to get fired right now. But the worst that can happen is listen, love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I'm not supposed to be. All right. That was it. Oh, and shout out to Japan who beat the United States yesterday in the baseball game. That's how much I'm trying to crack the code with Shawnee Scott. I did that meeting yesterday for your for the broadcasting school that you're doing while the biggest game in baseball history was being played. And I ain't even watching on the cell phone. And I was sitting there like, and boy,
he was sitting on the Zoom call. He was sitting on the Zoom call, vaping over there, puffing away.
You were vaping during the session?
Yes.
I'm a rock star. What are you talking about?
Smoking his box. I missed it. I was like, oh my God.
I'm a rock star.
He over there. Yeah, you need to be in the class because and then he go back to.
What Dave Chappelle look like? Dave Chappelle
like this. Sammy Davis Jr. was going on.
I should have recorded it. That's what I did.
I'm vaping.
Well, no, I should have recorded it too because like the people that missed it that are saying hey, I'm sorry, I was at work or then I could just send them the recording instead of saying, okay, what's a good day and time for you? So
good point, Kathy.
Oh, Kathy Black Miles, I've never quit a job because I understand that. I've told people who have decided to walk into their jobs and quit. I'm like, why would you quit?
Make them fire you.
Just get fired. That's all.
People don't like that on their resume to be able to say they got fired. So they'd rather be
I ain't gotta never put you on my resume. I never
don't want to lie, but they don't want to lie.
No, I don't have to. I quit the job.
They don't want to lie.
They don't. People, they rather quit than because somebody say, "Hey, what happened at your last job?" Or, "Hey, explain to me. You know why aren't you still there?" They not gonna say, "I got fired."
So I'm not putting that job on there anyway.
I decided to leave.
Job on there.
You make
but you need a work history. What were you doing for the last 5 years?
Work history. I got friends. I finagle work history.
And Jay
You
Black,
ain't talking to an 18-year-old, Jay. You're not talking to a 19-year-old.
And you better answer the phone, Jay Black, because I worked with you for 5 years. You're tired.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And then I check your social media, and then I see you talking trash about your previous employer. But go ahead.
That's a lot of work, boy. That's a lot of work to do a background on somebody.
Don't check the
no,
social media.
You're not supposed to do that. You're not.
Don't check my social media. Just check the morning show and come listen.
Subscribe.
Like, I ain't hiring Mike.
Everybody at this job knows exactly how to get on. They were like, "How do we watch the show?" I told them exactly. Just come on and please don't wear your feelings on your sleeve.
Yeah, it's the same space we say a lot.
The same space we say a lot. Good morning, Diana Williams. I didn't mean to say it like that. Good morning. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say it like that. Good morning. All right. So we have a guest. So let's get to the first story. This is Jay Black's favorite. This is one of his favorite topics. One of his trigger topics is child support, and it's men. It's his wife ever serving a plate to anybody else other than him, and then is this. Those are his triggers. Those are and if the Eagles lose, but we'll never know that trigger because he never comes to work the next day. He never comes to work the next day.
Yeah.
Never comes to work. I ain't never used that last job as a reference if I left or quit. Oh, okay. Either one you didn't do. Okay. But this is a trigger. So there's a story of a 70. How old was the teacher? Who ain't never quit a job.
73 years old.
No, I don't quit job. I mean, the only time I quit a job, and I didn't quit that job. It was when I was young because I threw the big breakfast at a couple. Yeah, I didn't even quit that job because I knew I was gonna get fired. No, this white couple.
I never quit a job. How do you say that?
I never quit a job.
I have quit 20 jobs. I don't quit a whole bunch of jobs.
That's because you reckless. I know you. We can have 7 kids. I could be unemployed. Shawnee
I got fired. Yeah, I got fired.
Shawnee pop off. We got 7 kids. We living in a boot. And
Trina,
I got too many student loans to stay somewhere where I don't feel appreciated.
Right.
Where I'm aggravated. I'm out.
Okay, well, the 73-year-old teacher was attacked. They threw a chair at was it a female or a male? Did you
it was a male teacher. So in DeSoto, he was a substitute. And let's see, here's the situation. The 73-year-old substitute teacher said the student wasn't even on the roll in his class, but he wandered in and then refused to leave. The teacher said the assistant principal came and removed the boy, but he came back cursing and throwing a roll of paper towels at him. The teacher said, "Why did you do that?" The student said, "Because I felt like it." Then there was some profanity back and forth between the teacher and the student. And the teacher says he regrets getting into the verbal back and forth with the student. But he didn't expect the chair to come flying across the room. Fortunately, he saw it in his peripheral vision, and it hit him in the leg and his head. He said,
"What did he throw a rocking chair at him?" God damn! He
said it cut his head, so he had blood coming down his face. He had to go to the hospital. I remember seeing this on the news and on social media. But now he's saying he wants to go back to work because he says that student is a child who needs support.
Oh, wow.
And he didn't want to paint a negative picture of the student.
Wow.
Going back to club.
Wow.
Is black people or white people?
This is black and
He
DeSoto.
threw a chair. You knew it was a black guy when you heard that the chair got thrown. You already knew that. When paper
No, I'm
towels-
trying to figure out why you 73 and being a teacher. At 73, that's too old to be a teacher. You're not connected.
No, he's subbing. My mom is 73.
You're still a teacher. You're still
They wanna
responsible
do
for
something.
kids.
So at 73, you telling
wanna
me
do
that
something.
my mind,
Different
I'm
mindsets.
not capable of teaching someone? Come on, Jay.
At 73, you have a different old school mindset, and that's
So why we got 73?
you can't
Why we got
connect.
coaches who the greatest coaches in football and basketball in their 70s?
Thank you.
And they coaching 20-year-olds.
I'm just telling you, my first
Well,
thought when I
I'm
hear
just
73-year-old
answering the
teacher,
question.
they're
Don't
not.
tell me what you answer the question. Why is it in the most?
Give me a
heated-
73-year-old coach that's coaching 20-year-olds that's a champ, that's winning. Who? Give me. Who you saying?
John Calipari's close to 70, and
You said close to 70.
Yeah, he's close to 70.
So he's probably like
Krzyzewski,
65.
Krzyzewski, who just retired last year, was in his mid-70s coaching Duke, winning NCAA.
When was the last time he
championship.
won? When was the last time he won?
Duke, like
Yeah.
3 years ago. Like, what are you talking about?
All
Like,
right,
one
all
of
right,
the
that's a
most
small sample size.
Bill
but
Belichick is in his 70s, son. You want me to continue on? You should have got more sleep. You should have got more sleep. Well, we
yeah,
have
just
a
know it's
80-year-old
different.
president.
Our teenagers and our kids are way different mindsets, and I don't know if a
Okay.
73-year-old is mentally able to keep up with the youth today. That's my thought.
No, we just got guys, 70-year-olds who are able to keep up with the greatest athletes in the
Because
world.
that's a career, and they're trying to build to get to the playing field, to get their bag, to get their money.
Well,
so they got a
if you
different
wasn't,
mindset versus
if y'all wasn't running the young teachers out of school, we wouldn't need 70-year-old teachers. If y'all badass heathens that are sitting in these classrooms, coming from these damn dysfunctional families, and then bringing that nonsense to the classroom, and I'm sitting there, and I'm not teaching a classroom. I'm teaching orange is the new black. Damn it, that's what I'm teaching. I'm teaching odds. I gotta teach a whole classroom of New Jack City. Got to be kidding me. Nick Saban is 71, bruh. Nick Saban.
It's the difference when you're trying to make it to the league. Of course, you don't listen to that.
He's teaching college kids. If y'all stop running these teachers out, the poor 70. Anyway, the point is the poor 73-year-old. We would like to applaud you, because this man could have been bitter. This man probably could have pressed charges and done all this other stuff, and he decided that he would go back and try and help this young man and try and be a mentor to this young man. But Jay Black said, your ass is too old. Stay home. Lady Q comment brought to you by Woke Up Inspired. A 73-year-old teacher isn't rare. That's how me and my sisters all had the same teachers. Okay, all right. Q comment brought it up. Q comment, clap it up.
I see the name change.
I had a teacher that was in her 80s, and she was sharp. She taught one of those crazy maths, like the trig or something.
Yeah, I never saw those classrooms.
Yeah,
I
mean,
How did you graduate from high school and you didn't have trigonometry?
Easy. You just needed 3 years. Oh no. All you did was, instead of taking that, you took business math.
Business math.
Yeah.
Wow.
I went to a white high school.
So did I. I'm trying to figure out, how did you circumvent the process, sir? But all right.
It was just once you got through pre-algebra, geometry, and then algebra 2, then that was it. That's all you needed. You ain't had to take trigonometry.
You didn't have to take calculus?
No, you didn't have to take calculus. No. And first of all,
thing.
Calculus must be the most biggest, unless you're going to do something that has to do with math. I don't even understand what you in this classroom stressing for. I don't even get it. Please stop the sound effects. Put them up.
No, he just said it's alive. Maybe the teacher want to come back, because the teacher did acknowledge they played a part, and I appreciate when someone.
No, he did not say he played a part.
He said he argued back and forth, and he did. Yeah. That's what Shawnee just said.
He was in his 70s. The kid walked into a classroom where he wasn't supposed to be in.
Yeah.
So don't start this nonsense.
Shawnee said that he acknowledged he was arguing back and forth.
He asked him, "Why would you do that? Why would you throw something at me?" The kid wandered into a classroom he wasn't supposed to even be in. We really not gonna start defending these badass kids when they just roaming into people's classrooms for no reason. Then they throw a rocking chair at an old man and hits his forehead and cuts his forehead and all this other stuff. And Good morning, Brian.
I'm just saying, there's always another view. There's always somebody that plays a part. We don't ever just get to a chair flying. Usually something builds up.
He's
and
the
the fact
sub.
that the teacher acknowledged that
He's not
there
even
was
his
some back and forth.
He's not even a student. The dude just wandered in. You so right. I made it to calculus and said, "Fuck yeah, man, fuck calculus."
Boss man.
Yeah. So what I said, Jay, is he said the teacher said after the principal removed the boy, he came back. The boy said he used some profanity talking to him, and he engaged the student verbally, and that's something that he regrets. But the kid was out of line. The kid shouldn't have even been in the classroom. So how can you defend the kid?
No, I'm not defending. I'm just saying that as an adult, we are more responsible and in charge and have to de-escalate and control scenarios and situations. So by you arguing, going back and forth, I don't think that's helping in the moment. I'm just saying.
You know what's funny about you is because
you got to control the situation.
The situation that you in, you think you're qualified to do what a teacher does because of the situation you in, and they ain't nowhere close to being in it. That's like telling jokes at a family reunion and thinking that your ass can get on stage and do what I do. You ain't nowhere close.
I'm just saying, as an adult, you're managing situations, you're managing people.
Because and guess what? Just like you told me, the people that you're managing are getting paid, and they got responsibility.
Teachers getting paid. That's why.
No, but the kids ain't getting paid. So the kids, it's a lot more difficult to manage kids when you can't hold a paycheck over their head and be like, you got
to better how to connect. You got to
connect. See that car note? Yeah, I see the car you just got.
I think Jay Black, we should do undercover substitute teachers and send Jay Black into the school to be.
I know I could be a good
sub for a whole week.
I'm empowering you. You're feeling like you're in control, but you're really not. I'm getting results through you. I know how to motivate you and get you to perform and connect at the same time while getting this job done, and we're moving this needle. It's not that difficult to manage people with different personalities.
Yeah,
I don't think it's that difficult.
But your employers can't say fuck you, Jay.
Money back then, because that means I don't need a degree for all this stuff that I'm doing.
Well, Mo got all the degrees. She know you got to manage people, right, Mo? Ain't that part of what they taught you with your degrees? You got to manage personalities.
No, doesn't work.
I don't know where we're going, but go ahead. That's just my thought. You don't just get the flying of cheers. Something built up.
Jay always think just because you can pimp the panties off a chick that you can teach a classroom. Like you can control the classroom. Just because I'm like, boo, you know, I love your sparkling personality. We're gonna be the you think all that stuff is just gonna work when you in the classroom. As an adult, he was responsible for all the other kids in the classroom. You sound silly. All right. Let me get to this. Because I don't know how long we got left.
Coming from Jay Black, the man who zooms in on females with bikinis on. Yeah, that's who this comes from. Jay Black.
That part.
Yeah.
Tashami, that was for you, by the way.
So that being said, the segue is that our next guest experienced this, his story.
Oh, this is really,
experienced this. Yeah. If you listen to the show prep before we start, experienced this on a higher level and in a more publicized level. And it's something that affected his life permanently. And we have this guest and I guess I'll just say it. It was a high profile case because Deion Sanders' son allegedly attacked this coach and worker at I guess a teacher. I know him as a coach. Every time I hear about him, I know him as a coach. So let me get the applause ready for our guest for today. Mr. And I want to make sure that you say the last name. What's the last name, Shawnee? DarJean?
Why don't we ask him?
Yeah, but I don't
want to mess it up
his name.
Let's call him Coach John.
How about this?
Coach John.
Get up for the legendary Coach John. Good
Coach John.
Good work, Shawnee. Good work. Good work, Shawnee. That was great.
Good morning, Coach Jay.
Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you get a little closer to your microphone? Is the microphone on? Is that just for show? I get it. I understand. Like I'm not.
Wait, I don't have my microphone on.
Don't worry about it. Okay. Don't worry about it. I don't want you to have to do a whole bunch of stuff. Just speak up and all that. First of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank y'all for having me. I met Shawnee and I met you, but I've never met the other two. So it's a pleasure meeting you all.
Yeah, so we're here. We're here to get your story. Now before you get into this, Did I comment about your story when I was on the radio in Dallas? Did I make a comment about it?
You did. I was just getting out of surgery, and one of my friends said, hey, turn it on. They talking about you on the radio show, and you was saying something like, how in the heck does a 15, 16-year-old Shilo Sanders beat the crap out of a grown adult? And I laughed because I'm a jokester, but I met you many a times at Legends, and because I used to hang around all the comedians, and I've done I managed some comedian shows. So yeah, it's all good, man. I love it.
I was wondering where you were going, where you met me at. I was about to shut you down. Like, hey, we don't need to know everything.
The first time I met you was at Legends Bar and Grill. We had a couple of drinks and we talked.
Oh, damn, he done blew my spot up. We had a couple of drinks and we talked. He blew my spot up quick. Man, been on here for 4 minutes.
All right. I'm done.
Okay, so I'm not here. Listen, I heard your story, and I also me and Shawnee watched the podcast that you were on. Let's get to the gist of it. What were you doing when this situation happened? You were where, doing what?
I was working at Focus Learning Academy. I had been there for 5 years, and I was the varsity baseball coach. I also had a summer program. I'm real big into kids. I've done a lot of stuff as a humanitarian, and I foster kids. But I was a security officer / varsity baseball coach, because when you come in, you can't just be a teacher. I mean, you can't just be a baseball coach or a football coach. You have to do something else. So long story short, Deion Sanders' school had just closed down, and he had transferred all his kids over, well, the majority of them, including his children, to Focus Learning Academy. So that's exactly what happened. So, and then from there, my job was easy. I had an easy job. My job was to get on the walkie-talkie, and when somebody would call and have a problem, I would say, hey, what's going on? Hey, Coach John, we got a kid acting up in class, and he's disturbing the class. And then my job was to take him to the principal office. And I had been doing that for 4 or 5 years. I had the easiest job in the world. It was fun.
I did too. I had an easy job like that at K104. Go ahead.
Yeah. So now they had only been, when I say they, Deion, Shilo, and Shador. And Shilo, they had only been at the school for probably about a month. And Shilo was always acting up, doing stupid stuff, skipping class, doing all kinds of stuff. But Shador, he was very nice. Yes, sir. No, sir. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I never met Deion Sanders' daughter, but she was there also. But so I'm headed to lunch one day. This is September 17th, 2015. I'll never forget it. I'm walking to lunch. I'm going to Subway, and the principal said, "Hey, Coach John, I know you're about to go to lunch, but can you please go get Shilo? He's shooting dice in class." I said, "What do you mean shooting dice in class?" He started a crap game in the front of the teacher. And I said, "Really?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I'll go." She said, "Yeah, it's only gonna take a second. Just go get him, take him to the principal office. His dad is not here." And so I went, and when I get there, the teacher says, "Yeah, that's him right there. Can you please get him out of the class?" I said, "No problem." I said, "Shilo, come with me." And immediately, Shilo said, "Who snitched on me?" I said, "I don't know who snitched on you. I don't know nothing about that. I just want to know who snitched."
You were playing dice in the classroom. What do you mean who snitched on you? You snitched on yourself. You act like y'all was behind a closed curtain or something. Y'all was in the middle of class. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
So I guess they had already removed a couple students, but Shilo refused to come out of class. So he wanted to know who snitched on him because they had already pulled 2 or 3 people out of class, but Shilo's the one that pulled the dice out of his bag and started shooting, that started the dice game. So we walk in, and I said, "Man, don't worry about that. Just come with me." So we walk in halfway down the hallway, and he said, "Hold up." He said, you must don't know who my daddy is." And so, I'm a jokester a little bit too. So I'm playing dumb. So I said, "No, tell me who your daddy is." And he said, "Oh, my daddy, Deion Sanders. He run all this. He run all this." And I said, well, what you trying to tell me? He said, you might want to think twice about taking me to the principal office because this might be your last day working here. You might lose your job. I was like, oh, okay. I said, man, I'm a grown man.
Oh, he tried to Suge Knight you. Hold up. Oh, he tried to Suge Knight you. All right. So at that moment, you guys, you're thinking to yourself, I'm a grown ass man.
I'm just ready to go to lunch. So I bring him to the principal office, and Coach Hart, he was over the disciplinary part. And I said, Coach Hart, and Coach Hart does like this. He said, oh man, we only been at this school for 4 weeks, and you acting a damn fool just like at your daddy's school. So he said, give me the dice. And I said, yeah, he got the dice in the bag. And Coach Hart was like, give me the dice. And he said, no, I'm not giving you my bag or anything. So he said, man, I'm gonna let his daddy handle this. So he went to the ISS. He said, send him to ISS. So I take him to ISS. I'm thinking I'm done. I'm like, okay, I can go have my Subway sandwich, my spicy Italian. So I'm getting ready to walk out. I hear a call on my walkie-talkie. Coach John, he is acting a fool in ISS, and he's on the phone with his mom, and he doesn't want to get off. And I didn't know that Pilar and Deion had all this big divorce and all that stuff, because I wasn't really into the Deion Sanders, Pilar thing. I wasn't into that. But they really hated each other guts. And I didn't realize that until, after the fact. And Michael Shawn, you was about to say something. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you wasn't into that. You was into getting drunk with Michael Shawn and Legends. That's what you was into. And I ain't mad at you, because if you get drunk with me, you're going to have fun. That's all I'm saying. But go
So
go ahead. So the next thing escalates. Now you realize that Pilar, now in hindsight, you knew it was a very messy divorce, and we had Pilar on the show before. So
right.
What happens now?
So they finally called me in ISS. They said, Coach John, he's acting a fool here. He's on the phone. So I have to go and get him. So now Coach Hart is not there because he has to go to a meeting. So this went on for an hour and a half. I said, get off the phone. You're not allowed on the phone. You're not allowed to be on the phone. And so, hey, I'm sorry. Close the door for me, please. So, gracias.
Is that Shilo?
I think he was getting ready to run up in here, so I told her to close the door. No, if he's in the Dominican Republic, that's cool. I live in the Dominican Republic now.
Oh, you live in DR. I heard you say that.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I'm like, damn, what do I do with him? He's on the phone. I'm saying, you can't get off. You can't be on the phone. You can't be on the phone. So I finally said, Shilo, okay, come sit in my office, and then I'll let you get on my phone. So because it's against the rules. So he said, but you're gonna let me talk to my mom, though, right? You're gonna let me talk to my mom. I said, yeah, that's cool. And so they got on the phone. They told, hey, Mom, I hate my daddy. I hate this school. I hate everything about it. Can you please come pick me up? So and I'm gonna cut some stuff because the documentary is coming out soon, so I want to leave the juicy parts for the documentary.
Don't leave all the juicy. We need juicy too. Don't leave all the juicy for the. We're gonna promote your documentary. I promise you. We're gonna promote it.
I appreciate it. So, where am I? So, Deion's assistant. Remember, Deion's not there. He's at ESPN, or I don't know where he is. He's out of town. So Deion's assistant walks in and says, "Oh, I got Deion Sanders on the phone." So I grabbed the phone and he says, and remember, Shilo is on my phone, just sitting there calm. Mom, please come and get me. I finally got him under control because he was acting a fool. And then so I grabbed the phone and I say, hello. He said, John, I'm your brother in Christ. I love you in Jesus' name. In Jesus' name. Ooh. That's how I just imagine he talking. My hands going like that. In Jesus' name, can you please take the phone and get the phone from Shilo? I was like, well, I tried to get the phone. I tried to get him off the phone. He's on my phone. He said, oh, grab your phone. Grab your phone. I don't even want him on your phone. Just grab your phone. I said, Shilo, I got to get my phone back because your dad said I have to get my phone back. He slams the phone. He kind of throws the phone at me, and I catch it. I'm an ex-professional baseball player, so I catch the phone in my hand, and he storms out of my office. So he said, Deion said, well, what is he doing now? I said, he got back on the phone. He's on his phone with Pilar, with his mom. So he's in the gymnasium right outside my office. And he said, Deion says, please, in Jesus' name, I need you to go get the phone. So I tried a couple times and I called Deion back. I said, well, Deion, he's hysterical. He's acting a fool. He said, man, and well, John, he ain't gonna do nothing. Just go grab the phone. So I'm a friend of Deion. I've been knowing Deion for a while, even when I played with the New York Yankees. I met Deion Sanders through Gary Sheffield, So I'm doing it as a friend, and I have the right to. I've taken probably 300 phones in my whole life, and then the parent comes get the phone, and then they have to pay a $25 fee, and then for being on the phone, and I had done that many a time. So now I went the second or third time, I went to reach for the phone, and I'm looking down at the phone, and he roundhouse elbowed me with his elbow right up into my chest and up into my neck.
Right.
So damn. I'm like, damn, he just hit me. So, I'm like, and I'm a person that like, hey man, just I don't know what just happened, but he starts to come at me. And then he punches me in my face twice. I'm like, oh shit, he just punched me in my face twice.
Damn.
So now I have to go into defend.
Yeah, because you gotta fight. Because you gotta defend yourself in Jesus' name. Like you gotta defend yourself in Jesus' name. Like no, but in all seriousness, now you're about to defend yourself. So do you ever defend myself?
So now I was taught, because I had my security license and I was a level 3 security officer, and now it's restrain. That's what they taught us, restrain. Or you can use force with force. I could have punched him in the face. I could have punched him back. Right. Because you are allowed to use force with force to get somebody off of you. So I decided to restrain. So I took my forearm and pushed him up against the glass. And then he started spitting on me, on my arm and in my face, saying, I can't breathe. But I got my arm in his chest area right here. Wow. So I'm, and I'm kind of smiling about it now because it's like how he was just faking it and just pretending. And he said, I can't breathe. Mama, I can't breathe. So he still got the phone in his hand saying, Mama, I can't breathe. So I said, we going down to the ground. So I take him down to the ground, and then I start to put handcuffs on him. And then that's when the principal came and said, and it was another school teacher came and said, oh, Coach John, we got it. Don't worry about it. Get up. So I get up, and within 30 seconds, I started peeing on myself.
What? But why? What triggered that? Like, did you drink a lot of water? What triggered it?
Major nerve damage. So look, Shawnee, that's what I love about Michael Shawn. That's why we get along so well.
I can't.
Because I know exactly how severe and why, but I want you to get to like why did this occur?
I'm a jokester too. I was headed to Subway, so I didn't even have my Coca-Cola and my Subway sandwich.
Okay, so you were good. So but
I probably had water that morning or whatever. So but anyway.
But what happened? Why did this? What triggered this? What was the extent of your injuries? Like what happened? Because we're thinking it's just a scuffle, it's just a fight. It doesn't seem like something like that could happen. So go ahead.
I know it, and a lot of people say that the actual blow with the elbow round. And remember, I don't know if you guys know that Shilo had been training with Evander Holyfield and MMA guys and Mike Tyson and stuff like that. So that's and he's an athlete. Shilo is a very good athlete. So. The roundhouse was very hard. I want you guys to understand the two piece to my face. I didn't took 2 pieces to my face in New Orleans and Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where I'm from. So the blow with the elbow caused major nerve damage. So and I said, damn, why am I peeing on myself? And then one of the teachers said, Coach. And then my fingertips started getting numb. Everything started getting numb. And then and then my equilibrium I was dizzy and I was starting to just like, what the hell is going on? So I said, y'all call 911. So they called 911 and the ambulance came. And long story short, they did a CAT scan, MRI, and they said, you have a fractured neck. And and your nervous system the bone is pushing pressure on the nervous system.
Oh, wow.
So I said, well, what's next? They said, well, you got to have emergency surgery or you're going to be paralyzed because, and I said, well, why do I got to have this numbness? And this is funny. He said, you have numbness because that pressure, that bone is on on your nervous system. I said, well, why I don't feel nothing right now? I'm good right now. He says, because you high on morphine and Dilaudid. That's why.
Oh, wow.
So, because I thought I was like, oh, it was going to go away. He said, no, it's not going to go away. You just don't feel nothing because we got you shot up with morphine and major muscle relaxers. So they 2 days later, a day and a half later, they had the emergency surgery. I think it was a day and a half later. Then the principal of the school, he saw me or whatever. So I got a tube down in my neck. The blood is coming out.
Wow.
I got a brace on my neck.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm thinking everything's good. I got lawyers coming out the yin yang and just trying to say, hey, you need to sue Deion, you need to see Deion. And Deion's a friend of mine. So I'm not thinking about suing Deion. I'm just thinking about, hey, am I going to be able to walk again? That's all I'm thinking about. And I got my friends calling and, hey, you finna get paid. You finna get paid. I'm like,
all right, Coach John, stay right there. It's the top of the hour. It is 3 minutes after 8 o'clock on the East Coast, 3 minutes after 7 o'clock in Central Standard Time, and it's very early on the West Coast. Start right there. Your friends are calling you right now, and they're asking you, I know you about to get paid. I know you about to sue this dude. I know you got your lawyers on deck, and your response is?
My response is, man, Deion is a friend of mine. I'm not thinking about that. I've never sued anybody just to try to get a whole bunch of money. I'm gonna talk to Deion. I'm gonna tell him, exactly what happened. But Leroy McClure, the owner of the school, he came by and said, man, I've been praying for you. I'm glad everything's all right. We know you didn't do anything wrong. You've been found not guilty by the school. So Deion Sanders, later on down the line, this is months later, I'm just recovering, and I see a TMZ report. My son did not beat the crap out of my son. My son didn't beat the crap out of a school staffer, and I'm like, what? Why did he even put this in there? Why is this even in TMZ? I have video proof. So Deion Sanders stole the camera evidence, and I'm saying he stole because he admitted it in court, in deposition, under oath. He said, yeah, I had somebody to steal the video evidence on the down low. Wow. So we would never see the video evidence, and we had 4 or 5 cameras in the school because schools have cameras.
Right.
So he stole the videos. So that's one reason the judge probably ruled in my favor, because she was like, damn, why would he steal the videos? And he's like, where are the videos that I don't recall? I don't know. Everything is I don't recall. I don't recall. So if I did something wrong, if I attack your son, where are the videos? So he only put a little snippet on TMZ of me going and restraining him. So he said, as you can see, John DarJean is attacking my son. And I'm like, you're not going to show what happened before that?
So at that moment, you realize when he does that, he's protecting his son, obviously, but also he's really not your friend. You do realize at that moment that he is not your friend. So when you see the TMZ video and you see that you're being set up now, and you see that this is all your words. This is not the words of Michael Shawn, not the words of Jay Black, not the words of Shawnee Scott or Sexy Mo. We're going on the words, and I'm going to be serious for the rest of this interview right now.
Gotcha. This is where my last name is DarJean.
DarJean. Okay. All right. DarJean. Okay. So at that moment, does that change? Obviously, that must have changed your mind and said, okay, since we're going to do this and you're going to try and slander me, now is that when you reach out for a lawyer?
that's when I reach out for lawyer. So I didn't tell you guys what I had to have. I'm kind of rewinded. I had to have a 5-level neck fusion. So I have 5 rods in my neck, and I have I had a spinal cord stimulator, and I get Botox shot through my penis every 6 months, so I don't have to wear a diaper. So they put Botox in my penis and through my bladder, so it'll swell up. And so this is, you can't fake this. You can't fake this. Yeah. So all the people that always said, oh, he's faking it, he's just trying to get Deion money. That was never the intention. So anyway, where was I, Michael Shawn? I'm sorry.
Wow. Okay, well now you figured out. Now you've seen that they're gonna slander you. You've seen the TMZ report. You're seeing that you're being painted as the person who basically was the attacker. So at this moment, you reach out. Do you at that moment decide I'm going to call this lawyer, or do you decide, because sometimes we are still in denial, do you decide I'm going to reach out to Deion and see what's going on? Which one do you decide to do?
I decide to call Gary Sheffield and Kalita Smith. So me and Kalita is a good friend of mine from the Bernie Mac show. So I call Kalita. Kalita knows Deion Sanders. And I said, Kalita, call Deion and tell him to take this shit down, because that's I don't want it to go any farther. Then I called Gary Sheffield. So they both said, yeah, we called him. We talked to him. I said, well, what did he say? He said, oh, he don't want to talk to you. I said, oh, he know he's lying. He's in denial. He's pretending like I did something wrong. So he just going to roll with that. I said, that's all I needed to know. Mm-hmm. So the 6 lawyers that had reached out to me, I called my lawyer. One of my, I'm a Freemason, and one of my Mason brothers, I called him. I said, I'm ready to lawyer up now.
Okay.
And so he came to the, and right around that time, while my lawyer was there, early that morning, I hear Michael Shawn on the radio saying, I can't believe this guy got his ass whooped by a 15-year-old.
All right.
I know you said we were gonna be serious, but
but this is not about me. But you have to understand, and Deion knows what he's doing. You have to understand how this looks. We hear that a security guard is up against a 15 or 16-year-old and gets severely hurt. Now, my job on the show is to be an ass, but but the optics of the whole thing are going against you. You know what I'm saying? Because you're fighting an uphill battle. Number one, in that area, in the whole country, but especially in that area, Deion Sanders is a god in that area.
Right.
And he does have control over a lot in that area, just like every star Dallas Cowboy player or former Dallas Cowboy player has power in that area. So that's why I made the dumbass joke, but it was funny. I mean, it was funny. It was funny, but okay. So now Deion will not talk to you. He will not talk to you. He will not. He's already made it clear to everybody he won't. Now, I believe that that's because his lawyers have already said, we got to spread this propaganda. And his team of people are like, you can't have a conversation with him at all because we're going to spread this because we know what's coming next. He's going to lawyer up. So you lawyer up. And now what's the next step? And first of all, I'm sorry about your injuries. Like that is some serious, what you're saying right there is so something that I don't wish upon my worst enemy. So now you've lawyered up. So what is the next? What happens next?
So after I lawyer up, I go home. We start the process. And if you look at the paperwork, I don't get a lawyer until 1 or 2 days after the TMZ report is filed. So they can't say, well, he was getting ready to sue you anyway, because I wasn't even thinking about that. But my lawyer already had the paperwork ready to go. So I get the lawyer. I go home. Remember, I have foster children. I fostered 250 kids my whole life.
Okay.
I love children. I received the NAACP Humanitarian Award. I've done a lot of great things, and I'm not bragging on myself. I just love children. So now this is where it gets even deeper. I get a call. I get a knock on the door at 1:30 in the morning, and I'm looking, I'm like, this can't be the news reporters, because I was getting news people and they wanted to do. I opened the door and they said they holding badge up and said, "This is CPS."
Oh wow!
So I opened the door up. Now this is Christmas Eve. I opened the door up, and I say, "Yeah, how can I help you?" "Yeah, we're with CPS, and we found out that you have foster kids. You have 3 foster kids." I said, "Yeah, I do." "Well, you have been found guilty of child abuse." I said, "Child abuse?" So I'm thinking it's one of them knuckleheads in there that I told their ass to go to bed, and that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. And or it was another kid that I fostered a month ago, but I've fostered so many kids, I've never had a call of child abuse in my life.
Right.
So, and then I said, well, who said I abused him? They said, "You've been found guilty of abusing Shilo Sanders." So I wake the kids up. I put all the clothes in the trash bag and the suitcase. Then they had presents under the tree. I had the kids. They had already enrolled at Focus Learning Academy. I was planning on adopting those kids because they had lost their mom and their dad. And so they're crying. They don't know what's going on. They're confused. I said, "Don't worry about it. I promise I'm gonna see you guys soon." And the kids are snatched up. They drive off. And so I have to get on the phone, and I have to say, "Damn, what?" So I call CPS. I have a month to appeal it. I called CPS, and after CPS looked through all of it, they found out all of it was a lie. They got the paperwork from the school. They got the police report. They got everything, and they found out it was a lie. And then they reversed it. But for 1 month, I was a child abuser for 1 month.
All right, so you clear that up. So let's get to what's going on. You have a documentary now.
It's coming out, right?
It's coming out, and this documentary is gonna basically give all the details on everything, stories that you told us, and obviously more in-depth details, probably more building of the relationship between you and Deion and stuff like that. I'm just assuming. So you have the documentary. Now you have an $11 million lawsuit against Deion Sanders right now. Is that what you have on?
It's over. I already won it. I haven't received it yet, but I just won it about 6 months ago.
Wow.
How much did you get? Because you know we nosy. How much did you win the $11 million, or did you have to
settle for a little less?
I asked for $40 million, and the judge awarded me 11, almost 12 million. So I see at the title it says 11 million, but I think it's 11.9, 11.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Don't forget the 0.9.
Wow.
And I wish I can swap that out with all this nerve damage and these sleepless nights and taking oxycodone and gabapentin and muscle relaxers every single day. I had a long night. That's why I have these bags under my eyes, because sometimes I have sleepless nights and major nerve damage.
Now, when you go to court, when you guys are in the proceedings and the lawyers are there, is Deion Sanders and are they present in the courtroom when this is going on?
He was
cousin. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Was Deion there?
He was there for the depositions that he had to be. If you look at the channel Primetime for the Truth, we kind of show some depositions, and he walks out in the beginning. He's so cocky and arrogant. He takes his microphone off and walks out. So they hold him in contempt, and the judge is there. They said, if you walk out this time, you're going to jail. So he just sat there. So, but he did a whole bunch of I don't recall, and he lied about some things, and being Deion, he was just being cocky and arrogant on some things. But yeah, so but he didn't show up to court. Shilo didn't show up to court, and but the lawyers were there.
It was civil, right? This was civil
yes,
court.
It was in Dallas. 160th district in Dallas, Texas. Yeah, so it just ended about 6 or 7 months ago after 7 years.
Wow.
Now,
go ahead.
No, you
can say this real quick. Go ahead.
Shilo
tried to countersue me for $1 million. That's what took so long. It took 7 years because they just kept on delaying it and delaying it. And COVID came in and that delayed it. And so, but the judge said, wait a minute, you wasn't even injured. And so they threw the case out.
So those who are just joining us, we're talking to Coach John. I'm not even gonna mess up that last name because it's a nice last name. It's a nice DarJean. It sounds like a clothing line.
DarJean, like you saying John.
Oh, okay,
like,
okay.
That's cool. That's good.
So this is not this is all in court documents. So this is no longer allegedly. You won the case of Shilo attacking you and causing you tremendous damage, nerve damage to the point where you are permanently disabled. Is that correct? You're 100% disabled.
I receive a disability check every single month, and that's why I live in the Dominican Republic, and I can live like a king and not have to. You can't live in the United States off of $1,400 a month, but you can in the Dominican. And I got a lot of old baseball buddies when I was with the Yankees also, so I love it here.
So if you make the money, and obviously you're dealing with the pain and the anxiety and everything that you just told us and you described, if you've made the money, what is your incentive to make a documentary? Because some people would say, well, if I don't make the money, now I got to do something, to clear my name.
That's why you get paid. That's why you get paid all the money, Michael Shawn. That's a good point. I like.
So now, what is your incentive? Is this just to? I want more. Like I need people to know who you are. You explain why you're still doing a documentary even though you got paid.
I'm not a person to want to be in front of the camera just for no reason. So 2 reasons. I want to show. That's why I started the YouTube channel, Prime Time for the Truth. I want to show people how many teachers are abused every single day in the United States. And a lot of these teachers, they get CPS called on them. They're automatically like the bad person. Oh, what did the teacher do? What did the teacher do? And that happens often. So the documentary is going to talk about that, how we need to really do something for these teachers that are only getting paid a little money. And they need to get paid $200,000 a year because these kids are off the chain these days. That's the first reason.
Okay.
And then the second reason is to show everybody that Deion Sanders was lying on TMZ. So all of those things, he was fired. He said I was fired from my job. I've never been fired in my life. He said I was terminated. He said I felt sorry for my actions. He said, just all kinds of lies. And so that's why I really want to put the documentary. I don't have any ill feel toward Deion Sanders and Shilo. I did in the beginning. I did, but I just thank God that now I can tell my story and be calm about it because there was some stuff being from New Orleans and Baton Rouge that I wanted to. Yeah, I wanted to make. I wanted to go see him face to face. I'll say that.
Go ahead, Jay, because I got another question. But go ahead.
That was back then.
Bro, Coach, I respectfully, obviously.
That means he's about to be on some bullshit. Once he starts with that, he's about to be on some bullshit. I'm just letting you know, this is my best friend in the world. I know him like a book. But go ahead.
In court, I'm sure Deion's lawyers asked this question. Was there a point where it may have been your ego that began that? Was there a point where when Deion asked you to take that phone back that you could have just said no and not put yourself in that situation?
That's a good question.
How did you respond to that in court?
That's a good question. Actually, it came up like this. It came up, well, do you do everything Deion Sanders tell you to do? That's how it came up.
Ooh, them damn lawyers go hard, boy. Them lawyers go hard.
It's a legit question.
So my answer was I was ready because my lawyer had prepared me for it. I was like, it doesn't matter if Deion Sanders told me to do it or not. I was still in my jurisdiction in my job qualification to go retrieve the phone. So that kind of shut him up right there.
There you go.
Was it a little ego? Was it a little ego that a 15-year-old is telling me no, whatever? And did you feel like you felt that you had to get husky? It wasn't a little ego in it at all?
I was ready to go to Subway and get something to eat. I wasn't even thinking about that. We have issues because it was in Oak Cliff, so everybody knows about Oak Cliff here. I mean, so the school was in Oak Cliff. So Shilo wasn't the only kid that I had issues with. It didn't bother me. Ego don't bother me at all. I don't care. You know, kids then call me bitches and you a hoe and you're a fake Mike Epps, you fake Day and a fake top flight security of the world.
Oh, I can see that. Oh, yeah.
Not fake top
Fake
Mike.
Mike Epps. Okay.
So you had tough skin, and
Oh, yeah.
and it wasn't something that this wasn't something new. What was new is the injuries that you suffered.
Yes, I've never been an aggressive person or like, what? You talking about me? You talking about my mom? I'm not a person like that. So even with the situation I thought everything was just workman's comp, and workman's comp also sued Deion and Shilo, and they won in court also. So
Wow.
they owe workman's comp like $285,000 from maybe $300,000 from the surgery. So that's a great question, brother. It just what do you go back, Jay Black?
Yeah, Jay Black.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I hope I answered your question.
I got a question. So since you just wanted to go to Subway and get your Coke and your sandwich, like why you just didn't tell Deion, nah, you need to, since he was out of town, somebody got to come up here and get him because I'm not getting ready to deal with this. Because that's a lot to be dealing with somebody's kid, and then it's an issue between the mom and the dad, because that's what it sounds like. Shilo was upset.
It was like the perfect storm because all the principals and the disciplinary people had just went to a meeting. So Coach Hart and all of them had just went to some major meeting. So I'm like, man, usually I just drop them off and I go have my Subway or go do my thing or whatever. But I'm the only disciplinary person that's there. So for 2 hours, this went on for 2 hours, not 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I wasn't trying to be top flight security of the world and say, hey, give me the phone. I'm going to whip you, give me the phone. I wasn't even thinking about the damn phone. He don't want to give up the phone. It went on for 2 hours. So after Deion said, hey, go get the phone. And then that might have pumped me up a little bit, Jay Black. It might have pumped me up.
Thank you for being honest.
Yeah. That might have pumped me up a little bit because he was like, hey, go get the phone. I'm your brother in Christ. He ain't gonna do nothing. He's just a whole bunch of talk. So, and then I'm thinking to myself, okay, it's in my parameters. I can do it. I can go get the phone. And I've restrained kids before. I've taken kids down before. I've never had a kid to punch me or swing on me, but I've restrained kids and retrieved things from them. But I never even thought about that. I was taught to say what my lawyer said. Hey, that was part of your job. So I never went into detail about what you just asked me. But I knew in the back of my head. But my lawyer was like, "Hold up, John. Even if Deion did say, he didn't tell you to do that. He's not your boss. You still have in your rights that you can go and retrieve the phone." And then he hit you.
So even at the end of it,
but that's what I'm saying. Like when it gets like that with a kid, I know like everybody has their role in what they can do. But when the kid is that out of control, at what point did you just say, okay, your mama and daddy or somebody got to come get you because we not getting ready to do this with you?
When mama wasn't coming getting them because she wasn't on the list to come and get them. That was the biggest problem. Pilar had no jurisdiction to come and get him. Grandmother wasn't around, and Deion Sanders wasn't around. Ooh. So I don't know. I mean,
who was watching them? Who was keeping them while these people gone?
I don't know. But I mean, I know who it was.
That's why he was shooting dice in the classroom. Wasn't nobody keeping his hand.
Who was watching me? These kids are staying by themselves in the school.
I was like, come on. Ain't nobody in this room.
Yeah, so I know 7. That was Deion's main assistant that would drive them and take them different places. He would pick them up and drop them off at home. Pick them up and drop them off at home. So that was it. We tried our best to call somebody and we couldn't get in touch with anybody. And it was just like Shilo did what he wanted to do at that school. All the time. I give you one quick story, and this is in the documentary, so this is an extra piece. First time I met Shilo, I'm in the front office, I'm sitting there, and our pizza man comes in with 25, 30 pizzas. I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe it's for one of the staff members. I don't know. They're getting ready to have a meeting, Teachers Appreciation Day. I opened the door. They said, yeah, special delivery for Shilo Sanders. I said, what?
That was in a famous movie back in the day. Somebody did that in a famous movie back at Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which a lot of people don't know about. But that is, I guess that gives you a sense of his entitlement, but it also gives you a sense of what he was going through.
Right.
Between
I feel sorry for him. I really feel, and I still, I hope they got everything straight, but I really do feel sorry for him because he went through hell. He went through a lot.
Now,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it was me or not. I think he would have thrown blows or punches at anybody, Coach Hart or whoever it was that was trying to recover that phone, because he had told me 2 or 3 times, like, motherfucker, you not getting the phone. I'm not giving you the phone.
So why not call the cops? But anyway, now
the cops were called. Deion Sanders, and it's going to be in the documentary. The cops were called, but it wasn't an emergency. So when they came, but once it was an emergency, they came later on after the assault. So I'm getting in the ambulance, and the cops are standing there, and they said, hey, what happened? So they starting to put an IV in my arm, and they're working on me in the ambulance, and then the cop does pull up, and then he takes my report, and then he goes and then talks to Shilo. So the cops were called.
So with winning that case, and now Deion technically owes you. Now, when he gets paid with Colorado, any job he has, does your lawyer go after him to say, hey, he's getting money, I need to be paid? Like, what's the next steps for you to get your money?
And for some reason, and I'll say that, for some reason, my lawyer backed out. My initial lawyer backed out 6 months before I won the case. So I won the case by myself without a lawyer. I went in court by myself.
Wow. So allegedly, we assume that a check might have been cut to your lawyer. We're just going to say maybe.
I don't know.
And are you pursuing your because you can take your attorney up against the ethical board for that?
We did. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
And that's in the process right now. And
that's another lawsuit, brother.
They accepted my case. Yes.
So how do you get your money though? Yeah. How do you go ahead?
So now that's a great question. I just got a collections lawyer and about 4 or 5 months ago. So now he gets a certain percentage. He's one of the best collection lawyers in Texas. And now they just started the paperwork and everything and see what, the liens and judgments and all of that stuff. So we're just really, we're in the fourth quarter. We're rounding third base, headed home. So I feel at peace now because I'm glad that this is over with. Now it's collections time and time for me to move on with my life.
Yeah, because people always think you win a lawsuit and they just award you a check. Like they hand you a check at the end of the judge says, well, here's your check. And you just walk out with it.
I wish it was like that, but no, that's what car accidents and, truck accidents.
Mo, do you have a question?
Wouldn't your case be an injury accident? Aren't you?
Yeah, but you have insurance, so you have a car accident, you have car insurance, and then the car insurance pays for it. So it didn't fall under a car accident or anything like that. I can't explain that. That's a good question, Shawn.
And you had to prove fault and all that other stuff. So
but it's still an injury. So can that be something outside the civil?
So who do I? What insurance company do I call? And I'm not trying to be funny, Shawnee. What insurance company do I call?
I don't know. We have to do the injury accident. You have to call 1-800 I got hit or whatever.
No, that's not gonna work because you gotta prove.
Gothit.com.
Go ahead, Mo.
You got hit.
It happened.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Go ahead, Mo. Go ahead.
No, it happened at work, so you had to go through workman's comp. You couldn't go through another process. So that was the barrier for you. That's the worst place to get hurt at is at work. You can't sue from a regular perspective. But this is all over. I know you said you were a self-described humanitarian and CPS got involved And once that's on your jacket, that's there, even if it's non-founded. Have you since then, did you go back and try to still, foster kids again? How did that work out for you?
Yes. After I showed them the paperwork, I didn't get the same kids back, but I got two kids back. I mean, two kids that I had never had before. And I was part of respite. And so sometimes I would get a kid for 2 days. Sometimes I'll get a kid at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I get them for 1 month. So yeah, I got children, but the nerve damage and the pain didn't allow me to keep fostering kids. So that last kid that I had, I really fell in love with him because he had been sexually abused, and he's my son now, AB DarJean. So he's 16 years old. So I just adopted him about 1.5 years ago. But
all right.
Kudos to you for still having that in you to still, foster kids and try to give back after all of this has happened to you.
Yes, and I'm doing things in the Dominican Republic also with the underprivileged kids in the Dominican when I can and when I'm not in a lot of pain.
Nice.
All right, so Jake, did you have something in closing? Because now we want to promote.
We good.
All right. You better than me. I mean, the fact that I know people are gonna be like, the reason why he's so calm right now is because he got all this money coming and all this other stuff. But the fact of the matter is that you're dealing with this pain and suffering every single day. And I did want to wrap it up, but I wanted to put Jay Black on the spot. Jay Black has been adamant that he could be in a classroom and control these kids because he knows exactly how to get them and empower them and manipulate them. And he feels that teachers are at fault because they're the adults and they should know how to manage the situation. And they're at fault. What is your response to this?
Man, I just say I've witnessed it firsthand where you have now the elementary school kids, you can deal with them, you can work with them, you can control them. But the middle school, 8th grade and up, they're on a different level. I came up, they used to hit me across the knuckles. They would whip me and things like that. These kids don't have any type of go to ISS. That's it. Go to ISS. That's in school suspension. So the teachers, they get hit in the back of the head. They put stuff on their seat. The teachers sit down on it. They get stuck in the behind with a stick pin. They do farting noises all the time. Who did that? And nobody. Just like the street right now. The street rules. I don't know who did it. Who threw the paper? I don't know who did it. So now he has to stop his class from teaching. He has to stop and just try to figure out what's going on. He has to get that. He has to get that stuff on the back of his neck, the spit or the I don't know the yogurt from school from the cafeteria off the back of his neck, and he got to get his stuff together. So it's you can't, you have to turn around a lot of times to be on that chalkboard. So just understand it's very difficult. Now the cool, like the Michael Shawn teachers, they are the ones that don't have flack. But the ones that the nerdy teachers, the ones that really want to just stay locked in and focus, they are the ones that have the flack. I have noticed after being a security guard for 5-6 years.
Well, I'll tell you, there ain't gonna be no Michael Shawn.
I told Mike that he would be a good sub. Like they be cool with him. Now Jay Black, I don't know. Do you think Jay Black could make it in the school as a sub? For
I don't know Jay Black like that. I don't know him. This is my first time meeting him, but go ahead, Jay Black.
Nah, he ain't gonna make it. You can say it. You can say it. It's all right.
When is the documentary? Where is it gonna be? What platform will it be on? And when will it be released?
We're working on the platform now. We're Arthur Muhammad, the producer of Carter High School. Mm-hmm. He's the one that's and his wife. You went to Carter?
Red and blue. Our house.
Okay. All right, Shawnee. Okay, Shawnee. Okay, we get it. It was like 30 years ago, Shawnee. It was 30 years ago. Jesus Christ. My God. So go ahead. So you're working on a platform.
Right.
But
And
so that means you don't have a release date if you're still working on it.
But we do plan on, it's going to be released no matter what, right around football season, because Deion Sanders is the hottest name right now. We might as well piggyback off of that and just run with it.
So you can use his pictures and like you could put him and Shilo on there, or no? Like, how does that work? Could you use that?
Well, I know we have the deposition. I own. So when my lawyer bailed out, the judge and what is that called? The board of the lawyers or whatever, they made him release all the paperwork and depositions to me at no charge. So I have all the depositions. So a lot, 200 hours of lawyers, Deion Sanders, Shilo Sanders, witnesses. I thank God for the witnesses, because the witnesses, after Deion Sanders stole the videos, I had the witnesses to see that, to testify in court. So all of that stuff is going to be in the documentary. So I am the owner of those depositions. So when you see Deion Sanders' face, I own that, and some of it is on the YouTube channel right now, and that's my YouTube channel.
What's the YouTube channel again? Say the YouTube channel again.
Prime Time for the Truth. Prime Time for the Truth.
And you can use his name. You can use
that ain't his real name.
That is his real name.
But don't he own that?
Prime Time.
Prime time. What is prime time, Shawnee? What is prime time?
I mean, prime time is like what's on TV, 7:00. It's prime time, but
there it is.
I didn't know if he had like trademarked that name since he called it.
The name of it's not called Prime Time Deion Sanders. It's called Prime Time for the Truth.
Which is a good name.
It's a playoff words.
And I'm always shocked, but I was going to ask you this question, but I already know. I don't understand why he was in jail for tampering with evidence. I don't understand why, but I get it, where the court was at and the power that he has in that area, because anybody else that would have admitted to taking videos from a school would have been in trouble simply for that and would have had to pay.
He in the deposition, he said, I got him on the down low. That's what he said.
Yeah, but that's even worse. Like the fact that you say you got him on the down low, you're basically saying I got him in an illegal way. But once again, these are the words of Coach John. This is his story, but this is all documentary. There are court papers. He won the lawsuit. CPS actually won their lawsuit and were going after their money.
Workman's comp.
Workman's comp was trying to get their money. So there's a lot going on. We really appreciate you. And I would love to have you on the TV show. Obviously, we'd have to get to, not that I'm not saying we made it longer, but obviously for CW33, we'd probably have to have a 3-part interview with you, literally, to get all this stuff in. Man, we appreciate you. Prime Time for the Truth is the YouTube channel. You can go there and check it out and watch for yourself.
Can I throw this plug in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, do it.
I also have a YouTube channel called The Dominican Route, and I'm just talking about living as an expat. I'm not a passport bro going around sleeping with a whole bunch of women. Expat. Expat is called The Dominican Route. And I just talk about my life living in the Dominican Republic.
And are you PHA or international?
I'm international.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm a star.
And listen, I would never want to have to deal with your physical ailments that you're dealing with every single day, because they are serious, and I am not making light of that. But let me tell you something. You living your life in the Dominican Republic, I'm a little bit jealous right now, dog.
3 years, 3 years I've been here.
And it seems like I didn't see you before you left, but it seems like it's made you younger, homie. You look young. You look young.
I appreciate it. I did.
It's the papaya juice.
I was when you met me, I had hair, but look, I got the tattoo in my head, so it makes me look young.
Oh, you got the tattoo? Oh, you living that life. When you put the tattoo, that means what?
I got the permanent fade, permanent line.
What? Oh, them Dominican hoes on a different level. Hoes is different. Coach Shawn didn't say that. Michael Shawn said that they different in the DR.
Well, he married. He ain't married. So hey, right? You married?
I just started dating a girl seriously. Y'all will see her on the YouTube channel. But
yeah, I just started. He said I just started.
The first 3 years.
I had to slow.
Who want this bow tie?
Who want this?
I had to slow down, and I love the Dominican. But a lot of these YouTube channels just talk about ass and titties, and I didn't want to be a channel like that. So I show a little bit every now and then of some beautiful women.
Well, I hope you enjoyed your time here on Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. And also we'll be in touch about the CW 33 because I'll be back in that Dallas-Fort Worth area taping. We'll be taping and we'll get you on the show. Good luck with everything. Good luck with getting that money that you won. I'm not picking sides. I'm just saying you won the money.
Right.
I think it's honorable of you to realize that Shilo was going through a lot at that point in his life. And as a young man, I can only imagine what it's like for you and your parents to be going through a public divorce and dirt being thrown back and forth. And I was part of it because we had to report the stories at the time that was going on between those two individuals. We wish you all the luck in the world. Please stay in touch. Enjoy yourself in the Dominican Republic. And I'm going to go to YouTube channel because I got a funny feeling whoever this new lady you're dating is a problem. I just got a funny feeling. That's all I'm saying.
She's not. She's a good one. She's a good one.
No, I mean a problem in how good she looks. I mean in a good way. I got a funny feeling.
You trying to crack a code?
No, I'm letting this man know that his life is good. That's all I'm trying to give the man.
Okay.
I get a lot of comments real quick about because I video her. She's feeding me every day. She brings me my plate every day. She brings me my beer. She does that. So now I'm starting to get some flack from American women. Oh, that's all you wanted. That's all. I wouldn't do that for your ass. So
that's all we all want. Damn it. That's all we all want. What do you mean that's all you wanted? That's all he wanted. That's all we all want. What are you talking about? That's all he wanted. Gotta be kidding me, homie. Don't let these don't read them comments. Live your life. Live your life. We're gonna have you on the CW33. Give it up for Coach John, y'all. Give it up for Coach John. Coach John. Coach John.
All right, guys. God bless y'all. Bye.
God bless you. Wow.
Ooh, now see, you in trouble.
Stacey Mitchell over there trying to cause.
He ain't in trouble. He spoke his truth. It's good.
Stacey Mitchell. I was complimenting that man's life.
Cool. The code has been
right, boy.
I was trying to compliment that man's life in the name of Jesus.
You worry about what she looked like.
Yeah, okay, in the name of Jesus. All right.
I mean, he got 12 million on the way. I'm sure he can bag a lot of chicks, though. I mean, he got 12
you know.
Hopefully he'll get it. That's the thing. Hopefully he'll get it.
Listen, man, that's a whole
that workman's comp ain't no joke. That's the last place you want to get hurt because you can't sue through nothing else but workman's comp, and it's just the worst.
I thought the guy, sidebar, no segue. I thought the guy at my job was lying when he kept saying, "Yo, if you made like $1,500 a month in the Dominican, like you popping," and I was like, like for like, what you mean popping? He's like, no, you popping, like you can live out there, have a nice house, and you good. And I didn't think he knew. I've never been in the Dominican Republic, so I've never been to DR. I always miss my opportunities with all those conventions or whatever. But that was a good interview. I mean, that was interesting.
Yeah, I heard that too. I was like, well, maybe I need to move to the Dominican Republic.
To the DR.
Yeah, I can pull that off. Is that in American dollars or like do they use US dollars or are they using different currency?
I don't know what.
Go a long way over there.
Yeah, I mean my UPS job, I'll be popping out there. I'll be popping out there right now. He's like, he got what? Side-eye whispers. Now he's gone. 111 million coming. We don't know.
He's being really it's pesos, but he's being really strategic with the documentary coming out when Deion football's crew, first season began. That's smart. So he's trying to capitalize the name of the YouTube page. He's being smart with it. I give him that.
I wonder because TMZ is shady. I wonder why TMZ did. Oh, you got to go, Mo?
Yep.
All right, have a go. Oh, you stayed a long time. All right, have a good one.
Yes.
in that parent line. You heard him tell someone to
tomorrow.
close.
Close the door. That was the maid.
Oh, hey man.
I ain't mad.
I ain't mad. They use Dominican pesos.
I thought he was all about the check when he kept saying he because some people foster kids just for checks, and he always want to foster. I said he doing it for money. But when he said he adopted one of them, I was like, okay, because when you adopt them officially, you ain't getting no more checks.
Yeah,
so,
but my thing is when people critique people for fostering kids for checks, who else gonna foster them? Like, where these kids
but if you're doing it for the wrong reason, you ain't treating them right, though. You can clap all you want. There's a lot of people fostering doing it.
But where are these kids, the parents that are doing it right? The foster parents that are doing it right. Like,
if you're doing it just for the check, that ain't cool.
But you can't critique if you're not gonna do it.
That ain't cool.
Like, you can't critique somebody for doing something. You just doing it for the check. Well, then
you're mistreating them low key. You low key ain't really being that true parent that they need.
Then you do it.
I'm not saying it's for me.
Exactly. So how you gonna critique somebody that's doing something that you ain't willing? At least they doing it. I do still get money.
Oh, you do still get money when you adopt. I thought it wasn't no more money involved once you adopt. I thought it was on you. Oh,
I get what Jay's saying, but if they treating them bad, because some people do it and they treat the kids bad.
I did hold back because he was a guest. Shawn said, "Jay, you held back on him, don't you?" He was a guest, and I like how I flew. I wanted to get the story out, and I didn't want to be disrespectful. But I did have some.
Just ask the questions.
No, like, I had other thoughts as he was talking, but I just wanted to hear a story. Let's hear a story. So I did. I did.
Well, that's your choice because I wouldn't have cared if you said what you had to say. Get that cheap labor, and you talking about the DR? Yeah.
No, he talking about if people that foster these kids and they treat the kids bad when they come in the house.
Jay Black, I really got to keep your name at the altar. Yeah, Stacey, and you got to start trying to make trouble with me cracking his code. I don't like that, Stacey.
You did that all by yourself today.
I've been on your side, Stacey. I've been your champion on this show. You turn quick, boy. You turn quick.
Mike, how did you send me the picture of the chick already?
You texted.
He went to the YouTube page and sent me a screenshot.
My hands have been right here the entire time. Okay. Unless there's a way I can do it mentally, my hands have been right here the entire time. All right. But this has been good. And tomorrow's another big interview.
Yeah, tomorrow we have Perion Roberts, the American Gangster Trap Queen. She has a fentanyl campaign that she's gonna introduce to us. That is a little controversial. I get it. You know, people think that she's promoting drug use, but she's trying to get it to where people will know if they have fentanyl in their drugs before they take it.
And listen, that's another case of people want to critique her from trying to do something for this fentanyl pandemic. They trying to criticize her for doing something, but what you doing for it? Like, at least she has an idea. At least she has an idea to try and stem these kids from dying. Like, they were 3 kids in Jersey who overdosed on fentanyl in a parking lot of a mall. 3 young people, 3 young girls.
And she explained to me, like, it only takes 3. I hope I'm saying this right. 3 milliliters of fentanyl.
Yeah.
And she was like, "You know what that is?" I said, "No, I don't know what that is." She said, she said, "Pour some salt on the table and get 3 grains. That's it. 3 grains will kill you." Just 3 grains of salt. I'm like, damn. Ain't nobody sitting there measuring that.
No, and if you can detect it. Now, unfortunately, and once again, she doesn't say that this is going to stop. It's going to stop everything. She's just trying to curb the people from dying. Unfortunately, there are drug users out there who are looking for fentanyl, which is a crazy thing to know that what you're about to get, if you get too much of it, is going to kill you for real. Now, that goes with every drug, but this one is such a small amount that can kill you, that the game that they're playing. So Jay Black was exercising the message on his shirt today. Let's be proud.
Yes. I really did. I really held back because I was, all the thoughts that I was thinking as he was talking was, I was like,
This is the funny thing. When we want you to hold back, and when you don't hold back,
because y'all be saying it's guests, y'all like guests, and you want to be respectful, listen to the guests. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to say what I'm really thinking, but I know I'm not the only one that's thinking this because I felt, that he was a little extra, like he wanted that, and he put himself in that situation. And why would
you should have? You said that, and he explained it to you. He actually agreed with some of it.
But he did come clean and say that it was the ego.
But at the end of the day,
there's no way that you're going to tell me to take Monty's phone when she's amped up and ready to fight, and I'm going to put I'm not doing that. I'm not.
Well, you're not doing it because you brought up Monty. But if Deion Sanders says, take the phone from my son, a lot of people are going to take the phone.
He fell for the celebrity aspect.
Yeah, and we all, and you know what? Aspect. The majority of people are going to fall for the celebrity aspect. The majority of people, if they get a phone call from Jay-Z and they say, take the damn phone, are going to take the damn phone.
I'm not taking the phone. That's why I asked him that. Why you just saying, they need to come do that. If I wouldn't do it. I'd be like, nah, you need to come with your child because this is too much.
And I think he underestimated what that kid would. He could have never known what Shilo was going through. And I'm just making assumptions. He could have never known the anger
he knew. He knew that he said that his mom was.
No, he found out afterwards because he didn't think it was a big deal. He was talking to Pilar. He didn't think it was a big deal.
Yeah,
he didn't. That's his mom. Like he had no idea the anger that was built up in this young man. And I'm just playing couch therapist right now. So when you go to grab a phone, you grabbing the phone, you take the phone. But I'm not going to debate. The man is going through what he's going through.
And got a civil case. Civil's easier to win than the main court. But yeah, he won. So he got his money. It's on the way. He could talk about it. He could make more money off it. So salute him.
So go to the YouTube page if you want to check more out about our interview.
Prime time for the truth.
Deion knew. I feel like Deion knew too. Talking about tell him take it. He ain't gonna do nothing. That's when he just got on the plane and got back here to get his child because Deion knew the severity of the case. They should have told that little boy, you can't come to school. He can't come to school till you get back.
Well, I'm not in the DR. I ain't get a check, so I got to go to work. That's it, y'all. Good job, everybody. Yep. Love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can never be that. And understand there's only one thing in life that's guaranteed: it will end. So enjoy every minute, every second. You fight for everything in your life. You fight for likes. You fight for parking spots. Fight for your happiness, and never let anybody take it from you. Michael Shawn, Jay Black, Shawnee Scott, Sexy Mode, the Takeover Legends. We will see y'all tomorrow. Yeah.
Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.